In this video, we'll look at the continue and break statements in C++. The continue and break statements can be used within all of C++ loop constructs to provide more explicit control over the looping behavior. Their behavior is really easy to understand. When a continue statement is executed in the loop, no further statements in the body of the loop are executed, and control immediately goes directly to the beginning of the loop for the next iteration. So you can think of this as skip processing in the rest of this iteration and go to the beginning of the loop. In the case of the while loop and the for loop, the condition will immediately be tested again. When the break statement is executed in the loop, no further statements in the body are executed and the loop is terminated. So control is transferred to the statement immediately following the loop. Let's see an example that uses both the continue and break statements. In this example, we have a vector of integers. Let's assume that this data comes from some sort of device, and occasionally we get noise in the data. The noise is represented by the -1. We really don't want to process the noise, we want to ignore it. We also need to stop processing when we get the stop signal, which is represented by -99. In this case, we can use the range-based for loop to iterate over all the vector elements. At each iteration, we can check if the value is -99, in which case we're done. We could set a flag to done and handle the done boolean and the loop condition as we've done before, or we can simply break out of the loop. In this case, we're using the break statement to break out of the loop completely. In the else if statement, we know we haven't seen a -99, so we can check for -1. That represents noise. If we see it, we can continue. This stops the iteration and control goes back to the beginning of the loop and a new iteration begins. Finally, if we hit the else statement, we know we don't have a -99 and we know we don't have a -1, so we process that data. In this case, we just display it. In this example, we display 1, 2, 3. Continue and break statements are very easy to use. However, don't overuse them. I'm obviously exaggerating here, but if you have a loop that has 10 breaks and 12 continues in its body, that's a very complex piece of code to try to understand. The less ways that you can come into a loop and out of a loop, the better we can understand and debug it. We'll see the break statement again when we talk about infinite loops in the next video.